All right, June 15, 2026, Monday, London Open session. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So let's go straight to the business. Daily chart. Huge new week opening up in here on the daily chart to the upside. Clearly reaching for some premium array, which in this case will be the buy sell liquidity here. So basically the all-time high. All-time high would be like the draw. Then let's annotate the new week opening up. To the upside, and it's overlapping with this bearish fair value gap, which is now, because we are above it, a bullish inversion fair value gap. All right, so this is basically it for the daily chart. That's likely the draw, all-time high. These are the discount arrays that will be key for this week. All right, huge gap to the upside, and then price kept on slicing higher and higher and higher and higher. So it's quite extended in this run to the upside. I mean, this gap is clearly like huge bullseye. Anything else is, yeah, I mean, it's relatively lows here, sell side, but that's like very, very yeah, look at this grind, this slow little grind, higher and higher and higher and higher. Just keeps on going, no matter what. Left relatively cool highs in here on a more minor type of basis. So let's annotate that. On the lows, nothing I specifically like about it. I mean, there is lots of sell side here for sure, and here, but that would be linked to the new week opening up. So yeah, that would be basically it. Let me look at the calendar for this week, because that will be also important. And what do we have? This week we'll have the FOMC statement. So this is the FOMC that matters. So Wednesday PM session will be the main news driver for the week. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, medium impact. To later PM session FOMC. Thursday, medium impact, and Friday, bank holiday. So definitely the most of the weight in terms of scheduled volatility will be on Wednesday's PM session FOMC. But yeah, taking into consideration no news Monday, no news Tuesday, could also help navigating with an idea. Let's see, daily chart MNQ. Same or very similar stuff going on. Buy sell liquidity, all-time high. That's where it's probably reaching for. Quite large new week opening up also. And Nasdaq also has some volume imbalances here. I see this as a just one volume balance, not necessarily two. If there is an indecisive candle in between, like this, because it opened and closed with basically very unchanged, I treat it as a one volume imbalance. That's like a premium array here currently, as we are trading up into it. Because it's a daily chart, it's quite large. I can add the quadrants to it too, just for a good measure. All right. So this is the new week opening up, and this would be the bullish inversion for value gap. High. And low. All right, so these are the levels for the daily. I'm lacking something here. This and below. This and below. Should be fine, right? This. All right, 3 more minutes. Go, 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 go. Dobra. Let's see. Good morning, don't you, Christian? That's the new week opening up, same as ES. After it opened, just kept on going higher, pushing straight to the upside into that volume imbalance on the daily chart. And that's where we are at the moment, basically. So we are at a daily premium array on Nasdaq, all upside, and this new week opening up as a potential draw for the week 2. So let's see. I mean, at this moment, I would rather favor some measure to some run to the downside. I feel like, versus just keep on taking longs here, even if it wants to keep on going higher. But I'm not sure if I'm like very okay with buying at this particular moment after large gap like this, and buys are taken all the time here, and really no sell side run. And at the daily premium array also, the measure of discount would be welcome, I would say. So yeah, because Nasdaq has this daily PD array here, and ES doesn't necessarily has or have that same PD array, I will be watching Nasdaq today instead, because it might give me some more depth to the market here. Right, so when it comes to the sell side liquidity, where is the most obvious sell side liquidity pool here? Inside of all of this, there is some trend line sell side here, but that's a little bit too close. I kind of like this low here. makes quite some sense. Yeah, so I think this one here makes the most sense near term. I mean, for this session. If at all, right? But yeah. So Silver Bullet starting in just now. 3 a.m. started. So let's watch. Let's watch. Because we are at a daily premium array here, hitting into it. Because we went only up since the open, because we have large new week opening up, because there is no news. Monday, I favor the sell side liquidity here as a potential draw on liquidity. So that's what I'm thinking. When it comes to SMT, we see that we have some SMT there, right? Respectively, nice placement here. So that's definitely interesting. Right off the gate. Traded into a bearish for value gap here. Displaced lower. Leaving graphical highs nonetheless. But a measure of SMT being applied to. $26 to $52, targeting here. But I don't know, to be honest. I'm not as confident with this price delivery here, especially with those relative equal highs being left like this. I'm just not necessarily convinced. Using this idea here with a stop loss above this high at least. Needing to aim for 40 some about here. Sounds reasonable technically, but I don't know, it's Monday, it's long open, first session really of the week for me. This is the idea that I would go with, but again, being a little bit hesitant to just rush in like that. Let's see. Because unless we are a part of a larger consolidation here, yes, I mean soon it will be, but I'm using the continuous contract here. All right, so this already, if I went short here on this CB and price did this, then yeah, I would be stopped very quickly here probably. So very good that I was hesitant to do, hesitant to engage with it right away. All right, so we are seeing some shenanigans being played out here. All right, that's the SMT because this Nasdaq I'm using the June here, but on the continuous it's a little bit different. All right, so it just rolled right on through it, taking out the buy side liquidity here. Relative equal highs again. Lots of sell side on a minor basis below this low. This low will be holding a lot of sell side liquidity because that's the lowest point that's holding all of this price action here. All right, so MES is not quite matching the high in here, so we might be seeing some SMT divergence on the highs. Nasdaq running those relative equal highs while ES couldn't make it at the same time. Doesn't look like it will make it, so that might be a potential stop hunt here on relative equal highs that can turn around and send us towards the sell side here and here. I like this immediate displacement lower, so that might be actually somewhat of an idea being set up. Let's see. Right, something like this, using this fair value gap as a reclaimed bearish fair value gap, trusting that this was a stop hunt here, and that we have the SMT that should deliver lower, attacking the sell side there. That's what I have in mind currently, and Yep. Also small little fair value gap that's bearish being formed. Alright, so it's offered institutional order French drill here and it's running straight away. So that might not give me an entry here. Particularly, let's see though. As long as the sell liquidity here stays intact, I feel like that's a reasonable idea here to expect. Because it's inside this larger consolidation still, a return back to that deeper premium wouldn't be like that unheard of, I would say. And if that's the case, then this reclaimed bearish fair value gap would be the go-to. And a bearish order block here overlapping with it. So yeah, lots of conversions there. Let's see though. Right, so it's tapping to this little sell side here. Not necessarily taking it out yet. So if it would offer some measure of retracement higher, if it would want to do so, I would say this area would be like an ideal scenario to then offer continuation lower to run that sell side. But if price drives lower right away here lower, then I wouldn't be that confident in any retracement higher to short that. So that's like the key area at this moment. I feel like whether if it does the retracement right now, I think it has better odds to deliver still lower. But if it would do the retracement after taking the sell side, then the probabilities are less, I feel like. So right now, taking this displacement range here, we have 50% right there, which disqualifies this as a sell pretty much, and qualifies either this fair value gap or this one, this that I want to use, this reclaimed bearish fair value gap. So using that logic, trading all the way up into this here should be like a best case scenario for selling short, if I'm correct on the draw here and here, and on the basis that we made the buy side jagged many times, SMT on the highs, stop hunt here. Why? Because we tapped in and quick rejection, so it shouldn't necessarily go above this high if that was a stop hunt. So everything lines pretty well up, in my opinion, to see this sell side here delivered. Yeah, definitely interesting one. Let's see how it does. All right, so it's storming towards my limit order here. All right, one tick short of it. Let's see if I can get a feel here. All right, so it tapped me in, and now we'll see. Now we'll see. Using the bearish reclaimed fair value gap as the means of entry, stop loss above a recent stop hunt, and targeting the sell side liquidity here and ideal here, but obviously I don't need that one to profit if that's the case. So yeah, now it's showtime. All right, traded outside of this reclaimed bearish fair value gap a little bit, and mean threshold of the bearish order block. So we are at the upper extent of this rally in here. But if I'm correct, it should fail here and start delivering lower. If I'm correct with my assumptions. If I'm not, then obviously I will get stopped out, and that's fine too. I will not mind. But yeah, let's see. Right, I like this initial rejection here. Ideal, it's strong. Ideal, it's a strong rejection. I like how we closed so far. So if you can push the price quickly away from where we are, then it's really good. I mean, there is lots of sell side liquidity here resting, right? Lots of sell side here resting. Right there. So that might be something. One more tap higher like this here. I don't like that. That's actually problematic here. Yeah, and it got me out. Well, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I like the logic nonetheless. Maybe it was a little bit too ambitious overall. Trying to go against the grain here, but yeah, I guess fair enough. Can't be mad about it. Let's see, I will still stay and watch whether and how it does eventually. Yeah, using this reclaim bearish fair value gap here after a stop hunt on relative equal highs. Use that as a short. Liquidity pools being taken out on a short-term basis. Meaning, in my opinion, that if we would slide below this bearish reclaim fair value gap again, that could have been or would have been an idea to offer a potential mitigation of a loss there. Good morning, Sonia. Hello. But yeah, we'll see if that will be the case at all or not, right? I mean, worst case, it just keeps on going, and then I was just completely offside and wrong about my assumption here initially. So taking a loss like that is completely deserved. Yeah, so still quite some time to go. Like it's 20 minutes in, so a lot can happen still during this session. Maybe I rushed a little bit too quickly with it there. Maybe yes, maybe not. Depends. If that was just a stop hand on this high here and then it gives way, then shit happens, I guess, and not much I can do about it. The only way I could like work around it is if I was allowed to have a second trade during a day. Then maybe if we come back below this reclaimed bearish fair value gap or break a little bit stronger lower, that would offer a re-entry with the same idea and same logic, aiming for that sell side. And that's what I'm studying right now, whether it will offer that at all and whether it will deliver after it offers it potentially. No less the buy side being stopped so many times in here, and there is no follow through. There is no real follow through that, right? So this sell side here, big bullseye here. These are also relative equal lows, right? This low is higher than this one. High probability candidate for a run on liquidity. So in that regard, I'm still confident about this. But yeah, I just got stopped out with one more pass higher, one more higher high, and now price is breaking lower. So let's see if it breaks and goes to this sell side down there, then what can I say? All right, so we closed again below this, so that would and we break below this short-term low there. That to me would be a potential re-entry at the reclaimed bearish fair value gap here. So potentially using a short right there at the low with a stop loss above this stop hunt, aiming for 1 to 2 would be something like this, with the ideal scenario going below the sell side there and there. So that would be like the trade there. I mean, if I didn't took this one and got stopped out, or after getting stopped out, if the idea is still valid, that would be like potential re-entry with the same idea as it was here, assuming that this was just one more stop hunt on the buy side. If it goes above this high here and invalidates this idea completely, then that means that I would be just completely wrong, just probably completely offside on the session, which yeah, then that would be completely deserved. But let's see. I will not be engaging with it. I will not open a second trade because that's not in the rules. That's against the rules that I have for this model. But yeah, watching and studying this idea is still pretty interesting to me. Because yeah, worst case I will learn something today. Worst case, which isn't that bad, or wouldn't be that bad after all. All right, I like how it rejected this here. Let's see if it can now sell off aggressively lower. Because technically, like all the work on the upside would be done with those stop runs here. And now it's really like up to attack the sell side if it's gonna go there. But yeah, I'm king off of this reclaimed bearish fair value gap right here. And it's trading right at it. So if it's good, it should be attacking lower. Somewhat right now, it's a little bit quirky. It's hesitant to do so, which already is a little bit suspect in my mind. And yeah, we'll see. If it wants to make a higher high here, then that's completely fine. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's already a little bit too deep for my liking personally here. Too deep of a run into this high. Will it fail? I don't know. Doesn't look like it wants to fail. Alright, looks like it wants to make a higher high still here. So that would be like ideal case if it would fade that and fail. The moment it looks like it's gonna go there, but yeah. There is a small little fair value gap here. If we could smash right on through it, it could act as inversion. Exactly. Let's see if we can close below it. And then maybe attack lower, but admittedly it becomes a little bit quirky in here. A little bit fuzzy, a little bit consolidated, a little bit difficult to work with it and engage with it. So it is what it is. We close below this small little fair value gap here. If we could tap into it and act or use it as inversion or just completely roll over, completely fine. And with this price structure here, it should really sell off and attack the sell side. If it does not, then it's really, really problematic for now. And yeah, this price action becomes really ugly. Alright, so one more time trading into the bearish reclaimed fair value gap here. It should act as resistance and take the price lower aggressively, attacking this sell side here. I would expect that it should do it rather quickly and rather fast, because it spent a lot of time here making damage, and there is not that much of a range to uh, seek that sell side, meaning that if it's gonna go, it should do it in like a straight shot. I feel like that would be the most efficient way of running and kind of like dealing with this particular market condition. Initially tripping people in on a breakout here, while also stopping out any shorts that were being considered here many times. So right now no one wants to get short, while all of the sales liquidity is here and the smart money potentially accumulating shorts. We'll see if that's actually the case. If yes, then this reclaimed fair value gap should offer strict resistance at this moment, which so far it does, and we should see a large expansion towards the sell side here, potentially even there. But this one is like the low-hanging fruit objective for the session, I believe. So yeah, the drawdown mitigation trade would still keep going. It would still be online with the best probabilities to deliver from that right now. But yeah, it still has to prove itself there. All right, it looks like it's not gonna go lower soon. I mean, not now, not particularly now. So that potential drawdown recuperation would probably get stopped out here. Not quite yet, but already like this is not the price action I would look for anyway. That would be like a problematic price action. Yeah, definitely making a higher high here constantly, while clearly leaving the sell side in place. So this sell side liquidity here, this particularly, this 136 low, that will be influential going forward into this day. I'm certain of it, but yeah, it might be even still influential for this session. They just banked another relative equal highs with this. Yes, isn't necessarily matching that either. So some measure of SMT on the highs. And there is a busy right before running out the buy side here, which means that if we go below it, that could act as a bearish inversion fair value gap, coupled with this reclaimed bearish fair value gap here, should add a very strong resistance if we can go below it, touch, and go attack the sell side here and here. So yeah, this is still what I would look for going forward. Still purely focusing on potential shorts rather than going long with this type of structure. By the way, let's add the loss to the counter. 9 win, 13 loss. 4 more losses than wins, 1 break even. Still above the water with the balance, right? But yeah, took a little bit of a hit with max risk, 500 loss, but yeah, that was still like fair enough, I guess. Yeah, I mean, pretty ugly price action here, nonetheless, pretty ugly. Just keeps on stabbing the buy side, buy side, buy side. Eventually, I'm thinking that this sell side here is gonna be attacked or under attack. The idea or the logic right now that could be still utilized would be trade below this 334 busy, use it as inversion, coupled with that reclaimed bearish fair value gap here, and then send it for the sell side. If it doesn't go below it, I wouldn't be concerned about anything else. If it wants to keep on grinding higher, then there you go. But it's, yeah, very, very difficult to keep engaging this on the upside versus a potential run lower. That makes way more sense, by the way, at this particular moment, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to deliver. This to me has some signatures of a potential manual intervention being in place. The way the price is being delivered. Yeah, it's hanging around like this here inside of this BC. And again, the only idea that I like is this to become a bearish inversion for value gap and send it lower. Anything else I'm really not interested in. Even if it goes higher, then that's completely outside of my interest. Because look how price is being delivered since the open basically, but since the midnight here particularly, it went higher, taking relative equal highs, taking relative equal highs, taking buys at here, relative equal highs, taken out, relative equal highs, taken out, alt high, swept, relative equal highs, taken out. So all the time purging the buy side, but not really advancing that much in terms of the range, right? So someone is consistently selling to those highs, to those relative equal highs being taken out. Someone sold here, someone sold here, someone sold here, someone sold here, and I'm assuming that it was smart money basically selling throughout all of this, and they have like easy exit below this low and this low here. They can get the price down there. That's like, very easy type of idea to make some damage right at the beginning of the week. Definitely the buy side is being way more jagged versus the sell side being way more smooth. So all of the sell side is on the sell side. Yeah, that's a good one though. All of the sell side is on the sell side. All of the buy side is on the buy side, by the way. If you know, you know. But yeah, that's kind of like what makes the most sense in my mind still. So right now, as we took the relative equal highs here again, we left this busy, large buy side imbalances and efficiency. Lots of price action left here. If we can drop below it on a closing basis, then trade up into it, that should act as a bearish inversion to send price lower. And taking into consideration the time, current time, which is 3:45, so last 15 minutes for this AM session silver bullet, that would be like the last idea that I would have for this long open silver bullet on Monday. If it won't deliver or if it will not deliver, then yeah, I'm just not interested in this particular uh, session anymore. It looks heavy though, doesn't it? Already spending so much time inside of this BC. Let's see. If it rallies higher from where it is, then obviously I was just wrong, incorrect. But this is like the last bit of an idea that I have going forward with this particular session. All right, so we are stopping below this low of that BC. So right away, it's failing to offer any bullishness. So I would love to see a close below it. I would love to see it offer resistance at, I mean, around the upper half. Not allowed to go there anymore, and just offer a slight lower. We are also entering the 350 macro here. Therefore, the idea should be like boosted even with that time element and price element and the liquidity here. I mean, it looks like too easy, right? At this moment, let's see. So yeah, the idea right now is if it slides lower here for the sell side right there, then it was a difficult session, but the draw on liquidity was nonetheless correct. If it doesn't, if any screams higher, which right now this should not overpass this BC on the upside. But if let's say if it does and goes for a higher high, then I will assume that I was just wrong altogether. But yeah, we went below it clearly on a closing basis, and now we are trading back into it. So we want to see measure of resistance, if it's proper, and quickly attacking the sell side down there. All right, approaching consecutive encroachment of this inversion for value gap. So now some sensitivity and just move away lower is required to be seen. Otherwise, it's likely to make a higher high and whatever it wants to do. Otherwise, it's just likely to stay ugly for a longer time period. So if it's gonna deliver lower, it should be turning around here and aggressively seeking lower prices after that. So far, it's not the case. It traded to the high. That's fair. That's like permissible, I would say. But it needs to really respond out of this high of this inversion for value gap. All right, not showing that so far, which makes me think that it could go for that higher high, and yeah, just keep on doing that for who knows how long, right? Well, so that's definitely not what I wanted to see with that inversion for value gap here. It's not in play unless we go below it again, but that's hard to see at this moment. So yeah, looks like this was just a difficult session that I was maybe even technically offside for the most part, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I was like, maybe I was like just too aggressive about trying to find an entry here. Maybe that was more of the issue. I still don't see anything that I would want to go long on anyway. So short was like the only way to go in my mind. They got me out, fair enough. But yeah, I at least I feel like I stayed true to some idea, to some logic that I follow mostly, which yeah. Let's see, we went above it here, failed to take this high so far, now trading back into it. If we can fail to offer any support here and just slide back on through below it, then the idea still would be online to run for the sell side in my mind. But that's a lot of if then that would need to be followed. Is it possible? I guess it could be, but is it like very likely to deliver, taking into consideration all of this, what we've seen so far? Then yeah, probably not as likely. But yeah, I'm still kind of like trying to give it a chance. I still am confident about the idea of the sell side being attacked here and all of that. It's just like the price is very, very hesitant to actually deliver that run. But let's see. So far we went outside of it here like a moho, failed to take out this high, and now we are sliding strongly below it. We went up, down, up, and we left the downside. So this is now a balanced price range here. This is a balanced price range, which means it should be like a brick wall and price should not be able to pass or surpass the 50% of it. Meaning that probably if the sell side is the way to go, this is like the best chance so far. But yeah, if it smashes above it, then obviously it's a nothing burger. But that's like the last idea that I would like to watch and study. Not even necessarily trade it, but watch and study would be interesting. But yeah, again, up, down, we left to the downside, and we are already closing above consecutive encroachment. That's not what I would like to see. So it's still not showing the precision element that you would like to see. Another relative equal highs being also formed, engineered right there, which makes it overall a very difficult session though. Trade to the high of this balanced price range, so that would need to be met with immediate reaction, strong immediate reaction. Like, it should leave no doubt that it's having issues trading outside of it. It did that, so that's promising. So let's see if now it can just smash lower, attack all of the cells right here and potentially there. Yeah, I guess I will stay a couple more minutes to see whether it delivers or not, so I can capture that potentially on stream. All right, I like how we close below it here, touch into it, that's fair, and then rejection, strong rejection to the downside. That would have been needed or expected. Because we went into the upper half already, we rejected, there should be no reason to enter the upper half anytime soon. All right, so now we are breaking some lower here. Let's see if it can keep on going. If we go and close above the consecutive encroachment anytime soon, I'm just cutting the bait and that's it. All right, and we did basically here. Let's not entertain this poor market condition anymore, I assume. So yeah, nonetheless, thanks for watching today. Kudos to you guys for staying with me and to kind of like weather all of this. Wasn't easy after all. So yeah, thanks and see you guys tomorrow. Long open session. Bye.